Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here and welcome to B-Ball Breakdown. Got a doozy for you, Game 4 of the O2 Western Conference Finals. I know you guys all want to see Game 6 and we're working on getting the footage, but this one was incredible and epic. The Kings had a huge lead that they lost because the Lakers stayed focused and stayed committed and got some help from the refereeing. Let's not ignore that because it happened in Game 4 as well. So, lots of stuff to go over and enjoy. To show you similarities between Triangle and Princeton, watch how Fisher dribbles to the corner and that triggers a basket cut by the wing. Shaq fills the low post and then makes a nice play to Horry for the dunk. Mike Bibby dribbles to the corner and this triggers screen and roll. When Vlade slips it, Weber cuts to the hoop, great pass and creative finish. In the triangle, the corner pass usually triggers a screen and roll as well, but this version of the Lakers like to have Shaq dislodge his man underneath and get a close-in shot. Or the Lakers would ignore the triangle and let Shaq roll across the lane and carve out deep position down low. In contrast, Vlade Divac was much more clever with his shot making, like this beautiful lefty hook off the glass. The strange fouls on the Kings started early, like this one on Bibby getting around a screen. Kings point guard Mike Bibby just lit up the Lakers in the first quarter on a variety of jump shots, most of them without much pressure. The Lakers could not stop the Kings from scoring all over the perimeter, and so resorted to extending their defense to pressure the ball farther out. However, Devin George gets lost, helping on penetration when it wasn't his rotation. Had he maintained correct position, Shaw would not have had to rotate to Bobby Jackson, and to make matters worse, George was way too slow realizing it was his rotation to get out on a wide open Hedo Turkoglu. Kobe loved to take the long two, but this wasn't the best shot they could get for a 2-for-1, and it triggered a fast break. However, watch his incredible effort to block this surefire layup by Bobby Jackson. Bibby was so hot, the Lakers tried a variety of defenders on him, but to close the quarter, a ball screen and simple rescreen gets Rick Fox to go underneath. Not a good idea on the hottest guy in the gym. The Lakers started this game bricking shot after shot from all over the floor, while the Kings were scorching on wide open shots galore. The Kings' offense didn't really resemble the Princeton, and here's a set play high screen and roll that gets Brian Shaw helping from one pass away. You can see Shaq is already there, and it was silly for Shaw to even step over in that direction. Of course, it gets Bobby Jackson a wide open three from the corner. Can you hear me shaking my head? Another strange call where Devin George is holding Turkoglu down with both arms, then Jackson gets the touch foul on the Fox putback. Into the second quarter, Kobe hadn't scored at all, so Phil Jackson calls for a post-up for him out of the timeout and does his patented drop step with the left foot touch step through off the glass. Nice. The Lakers tried Kobe on Bibby to slow him down, yet Bibby isos on him and sticks it in his eye. And this game seemed over on this gorgeous possession where Christie touch passes to the post and they get a split. On the Bibby off-ball screen, Kobe switches off Jackson and back on to Bibby. However, George tries to double the post off of Christie, who was cutting. Not a good idea, and he misses that Kobe needs him to switch onto Bibby after Christie screens him. Excellent movement, and Bibby winds up with yet another wide open jumper. The Lakers' extended pressure began to wear on the Kings' offense, and guys started standing around, making it easy for the defense to play the passing lanes, get steals, and wide open dunks. The Lakers played a ton of triangle high post sets in this game, and on the guard center pass it triggers a basket cut by Horry and a split by Fisher and Kobe. This allows Kobe to attack off a quick ball screen, and he hits again from 20 feet. So much of the Kings' offense back then was a two-man game with the big man at the high post. Here, Jackson hits Vlade, and that automatically triggers a backdoor cut. While Kobe gets beat badly, he makes up for it by blocking Jackson again on a layup. In the triangle, the pass to the top usually triggers pinch post, but because Kobe had a height advantage, he opts to post Jackson up at the low block. Watch Devin George fly into the lane and push Scott Pollard out of the way for the putback. The Lakers continue to make it easy for Mike Bibby when Fisher helps down low one pass away, freeing him up for another open jump shot. And this brings us to the end of the first half, when Samaki Walker hits a crazy shot at the buzzer for a 3. The problem is it was late, but the rules back then did not allow a replay unless it's at the end of the game. Obviously, this comes back to haunt the Kings. The Lakers, desperate to disrupt the Kings' offensive rhythm, went to a full-court press in the second half, and it slowly wore Mike Bibby out. Watch how Rick Box expertly switches onto Bibby when Kobe gets out of position, and then Horry doubles in the corner when Bibby foolishly dribbles there. The Kings did not handle the increased pressure well. Their spacing was off on the weak side, and it allowed Fisher to sneak in for the steal. Of course, we get a Fisher drive and a missed layup, but it enables a tip-in. The Kings were able to establish an advantage down low with Vlade and Webber, and here is Webber doing his signature go-to move, the jump hook from 8 feet. The Lakers break into their triangle, and while Horry cuts to the pinch post, another option is hitting the center, ducking into the middle. When there isn't a shot, it flows to a Kobe ISO drive, which is a good play since there's been some ball movement first. On the miss, you get a sense of Shaq's awesome power. Again, the pressure forced other players to bring the ball up instead of Mike Bibby, and it got the Kings out of position, but they battled through it, and Webber uses a great shot fake to blow by Horry for the dunk as Shaq just waves at him. We see more excellent high post action from the Kings as they run a pick and roll, force Webber's man to help on Vlade, opening the pass to Webber. When Horry tries to stop Webber's excellent jump shot, Vlade gets the layup. Up by 9, the Kings try to push the ball, and Fisher comes over with some contact to dislodge the ball. It definitely seems curious that the refs did not call it, considering a few seconds later, they call a complete phantom call on Lawrence Funderburk. This, in fact, would have earned Horry a fine for flopping in today's game.
Let me tell you something. Guys running down the court to get to his spot, he bumps him, okay? And he can get to his spot without that bump, but once he bumps him and knocks him out, you gotta call it. But the point is, Rick, did he hit him? And that's what I asked Ron. Nah, he hit him, you know, and you gotta give him the call. Let him run like that and get bumped, he'll get the call. You run like that and you get bumped, how could I not give it to you?
Interesting take by Danny Crawford, but soon after, the Kings run a high post split with Bibby getting the handoff. Great pass back to Vlade, who gets hammered across the wrist, but again, there is no call.
As he lays this off to Vlade Divac, that's a foul. I'm sorry.
And another strange call was made on this loose ball at mid-court, when it appears the referee had a good angle to see there was no contact. The Lakers killed the Kings with offensive rebounds in this game, getting 25 of them. However, they got 4 of them on one possession, the first on a long rebound and great hustle by George. Then Kobe goes to the hole strong but can't fight through a bit of contact to finish. Shaq is able to push Pollard out of the way, and Horry gets position and out hustles Jackson for the ball and gets 2 free throws. Rick Adelman tried to protect Vlade's fouls by leaving Pollard in midway through the fourth. The Lakers abandon the triangle and dump it into Shaq, but when Webber comes over with a half-hearted double team, it makes it easy for the Lakers to swing, leaving 6'1" Bibby closing out on the 6'10" Horry in the corner. Another key moment, after Vlade tracks the offensive rebound down, he misses Webber under the hoop. But then, a mix of teammates standing around and him being very careless with the ball results in this key turnover. The Lakers go away from the triangle again, just running screen and roll with Shaq and Kobe hits the pull-up jumper to cut it to 4. After all the beautiful movement we had seen from the Kings' offense, they started to wilt under the constant Laker pressure. Everyone stands around, and when Webber throws his poor behind-the-back pass to Bibby, he's left with little choice but to toss up a desperation shot. Clinging to a 4-point lead, the Kings go to their strength, a Chris Webber post-up. Since Fisher's man is in the weak side corner, he correctly comes over to double team. The defense rotates perfectly, but Turkoglu shocks everyone by burying this jumper in Kobe's face. The Lakers run screen and roll, and the Kings ice this. Watch Weber come over way too far. There is no need for him to help. Vlade is in perfect position to contain the drive and pick up Shaq if he has to. As a result, there is no way for Weber to close out fast enough when the ball is swung to his man in the corner, and we have the emergence of Big Shot Bob. The Kings are still in good shape with a 3-point lead, and they get some good movement before isolating Weber down low in the post. Both Turkoglu and Vlade get in his way, but Weber makes the pass and Vlade knocks down this clutch 20-footer. The Lakers come down and set a ball screen for Kobe quickly. I don't like how Weber came up and switched that easily on this action. Desperate for a better matchup, Weber gets Turkoglu to switch off onto Kobe, who takes him right to the hole. I don't know if it would have mattered since this is an incredible finish. Here's something interesting. The Kings, for the first time all game, run horns, and it gets Christie a decent look at a short three when Fisher helps one pass away, but he can't finish. It begs the question, why didn't they go down low to Vlade or Weber? Down 3, the Lakers look a bit disorganized with guys bunched up, but they do find Shaq down low. With his free throw problems, it's not a bad idea to put him on the line. However, Shaq shot very well during this game and improbably hits both. The Lakers improbably are not in the bonus, so they are forced to foul in extra time. This is notable because this foul gave Rick Adelman the opportunity to put his best free throw shooters in the game. Remember, the Lakers will be forced to foul again, so you don't even need a center in the game. Yet he leaves Vlade Divac in, a career 69% free throw shooter who was shooting a terrible 62% from the line that year. To make matters worse, instead of hiding him down low near the basket, he wanders out top as a safety valve for Christie, while 80% shooter Bibby and 72% shooter Turkoglu stood around watching. Vlade does the right thing by getting it back to Turkoglu, but why isn't Bibby coming back on top to get the pass? Turkoglu panics when Shaq comes over, even though he could have driven the ball towards the elbow, and gives it right back to the one guy they don't want shooting free throws. Give credit to Phil Jackson for not having his team foul immediately, since there was plenty of time to let the Kings shoot themselves in the foot, which they did. And we see that Vlade shot very well from the line in this game, but to me, that makes it all the more likely he'll miss in crunch time. And here's the possession that goes down in Laker lore. They flare screen for Fisher but don't execute it very well. Then I suspect Shaq was supposed to pin down for Kobe but misses that. Kobe gets right to the hoop, doesn't give it to poor free throw shooting Shaq, and tries to hit a tough runner. Shaq chokes on the point blank putback, and this is the key moment. I totally get what Vlade was thinking. Just get the ball away from the hoop, perhaps it'll bounce away and time will expire. But for reasons only known to the basketball gods, Robert Horry maintained his position at the 3-point line, and Big Shot Bob is born. There are some key coaching things that I don't want to go overlooked. Certainly not getting Vlade out of there when they had the chance with 22 seconds left, and when he got fouled was a big mistake by Rick Adelman. There would have been no problem getting him out and then after the first free throw subbing him back in so he'd be in for defense, even though it would be most likely the Lakers were going to call timeout either way. They could have subbed then. Also, Phil Jackson not fouling immediately on that possession was key. It let the Kings give it back to them. I would imagine a lot of coaches would just say foul right away so we have more time on our side to run a possession. So some really interesting stuff there. Bibby was incredible in his prime, just killing the Lakers, and they had no answer for him. It was unfortunate that Chris Webber was playing on basically one leg, and they had Peja Stojakovic on the bench. But again, remember what happened, by the way, after this. In the finals, the Western Conference team, the Lakers, played the Nets. No doubt in my mind, the Kings would have destroyed them as well. So this is really the true finals from that year, and it was a shame they had to end it all because it was great games all throughout. And we do know the Kings had a lot of grievances with the refereeing, and certainly in Game 4, we showed you enough instances where that was a legitimate gripe. But the Lakers came through when they had to, and you know what? Horry hit the shot amidst all of that. Well, thanks for joining us, sports fans. Lots more coming up to go for the second half of the NBA season. Can't wait to get more into it. And don't forget, at B-Ball Breakdown, we're not a channel, we're a conversation. You in?